Torah Yehovah for allowing us to make it through another week. Oh, Torah Yehovah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh, man. It's been a very, very busy day for me. I don't know about you out there, but I am so grateful to be able to make it to see this evening, to see this Shabbat. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So I'm going to get straight into it, and we're going to start with the prayer for the Shabbat day in Psalms 92. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon the instruments of 10 strings and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy works. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither does a fool understand this. When the wicked spring up as grass, and all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forevermore. But thou, Yahweh, Most High, forevermore. For lo, thy enemies, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. My horn shall thou exalt like the horn of a wild ox. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eyes also shall see my desire, my enemies, and my ears shall hear the desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Jehovah shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that Jehovah is upright. He is our rock, and there is no righteousness in him. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Please turn to Isaiah chapter 58, verses 13 and 14. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own wanting ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Yaakov thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now please turn to Psalms 125. Hallelujah. They that trust in Yahweh shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed but abide forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so is Yahweh round about his people, from henceforth even forever. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the life of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. Do good, O Yahweh, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. But to touch to turn aside to their crooked ways, Yahweh shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity. But peace shall be upon Israel. Hallelujah. Now please also turn to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, starting at verse 4. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad. Hear, O Yisrael, Yehovah our God, Yehovah is one. And thou shalt love Yehovah thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hands, and they shall be as frontness in between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house, and on thy gates. And it shall be when Jehovah thy God shall brought thee into the land which is sworn to thy fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou fillest not, houses full of all rich things which thou fillest not, wells dig which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not. When thou shalt eat and be full, then beware lest thou forget Jehovah, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear Jehovah thy God and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. You shall not go out of the gods of the people which are round about you, for Jehovah thy God is a jealous God amongst you. Lest the anger of Jehovah thy God be kindled against thee, and he destroy you from off the face of the earth. Hallelujah. Torah Yahweh, Torah Yah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
First and foremost, I want to give thanks and glory to the supreme intellect of the universe, to the Most High God, to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Torah Yahweh, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And then second, I would like to say, Torah Yehovah, for the life of the leader, the founder of Shema Yisrael, chief prince of the poor, hallelujah. Torah Yehovah, for his life. Torah Yehovah, Most High King, to my East Chief Malachi, Torah Yehovah, Most High King, for his life. Oh, Torah Yehovah. So, this evening, brothers and sisters, I'm going to speak briefly on the topic of virginity. Not too long ago, my Ish and I, we had a discussion with our elders, and I found it to be very profound. It really touched me because myself, not growing up in this way of life, didn't have, unfortunately, parents that sat down with me with the scriptures and went through the Torah and explained to me about the importance of keeping oneself chaste. So in doing that and speaking with our eldest daughter, and I have 2 more to go, so that's not an easy thing if you've done it, if your parents out there and you've spoken to your children, but it's definitely something that is needed to be done. It is so important for our young daughters and men, but speaking mostly on the females, to really value their virginity and themselves and their body, and to appreciate this beautiful gift that they have, that Most High willing, they live long enough to be in a relationship, court someone, and then get married. This beautiful gift can only be given to their husband only once. So it really is so important for them to hold fast and to hold on to it, really. Kudos to those sisters out there, who are a little older, not per se, young women, but, still holding themselves down. God bless you. God bless the fact that you're able to not give in to that temptation. I would like for my reader to turn to the book of Genesis, chapter 24. Starting at verse 14, please.
We're in the book of Erev, or Genesis, chapter 24, starting in verse 14. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let her be the one whom thou hast appointed for thy servant, Yitzchak, and thereby shall I know that thou hast shown kindness unto my master.
Stop right there, please. Okay, so Yitzchak at this point, he's in need of an Isha, and the servant his father sent out to go look for him a damsel, and this damsel being a virgin, if she had not been, circumspect and kept herself and didn't get touched by a man, Rebecca, who is the sister who gets chosen, would not have been chosen at that particular time in history. Righteous people, virgins, when they get married, you allow yourself to be blessed by the Most High. You don't know what kind of seed the Most High is going to bless you with. Most High spare your life and you're able to bring forth life. The Most High shall bless you, I feel strongly and really in so many ways, if you keep yourself chaste and don't just give in to this worldly pleasures. I mean, there's so many temptations out there between the radio and you have television and watching movies. As we know, sex is everywhere around us, even in advertising, magazines, newspaper, everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's everywhere. So for those who hold themselves and don't give in to that, May the Most High bless you. May the Most High grant you your heart's desire. Please continue in verse 15.
And it shall come to pass, before he had finished speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her head.
And here, as I mentioned before, it was Mother Rebekah here who was the young damsel, right? So we know that Rebekah later on, she wound up meeting with Isaac and they got together and she comforted him. She was able to comfort him because his Imah had passed away. Keep yourself chaste, virgins, young daughters of Zion. Hold yourself. Keep yourself away from any temptation. You know, I know it's hard out there, especially if you're a young girl, you're in middle school. To my understanding, from what I hear sometimes when I was doing PTA, a lot of crazy things that goes on, even in elementary school, really. You know, it's a really crazy world in which we live in. You know, so definitely, brothers and sisters, you know, stay with your children, constantly speak with them, converse with them, find out how their days are going. You know, make sure you stay on top of things with them so that you always know what's going on in their world, what's going on in their community amongst their peers. Go to the book of Leviticus, the book of Leviticus, chapter 21. Verse 13 and 14.
We're in the book of Wayikra, or Leviticus, chapter 21, starting at verse 13. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And he shall take a wife in her virginity, a widow or a divorced woman, or profane, or an harlot. These shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people as his wife.
All right there. So it starts off saying, and he shall take a wife in her virginity. Now here in this chapter, it's speaking towards the priest, right? It's speaking towards the priest and how when they're given a wife, she has to be a virgin. So it's speaking right here, it's showing you the importance of a virgin, because if she wasn't a virgin, if she was a widow, divorced woman, or profane or harlot, these shall he not take. He shall not take. So, brothers and sisters, again, if you have young children, teenagers, whatever, young adults, you know, even with the males, you know, you don't have to be out there swinging it everywhere, whatever the case may be, and so forth. You know, I know that the Torah, you know, ideally really focuses on the daughter's virginity, but it doesn't mean that they need to be loosey-goosey. The brothers don't have to be loosey-goosey either, you know. But definitely, a virginity is a precious thing. It's a precious gift. It's a flower. It's so beautiful. And once you give it away, daughters, that's it. You can't go back and get it again. You know, I've heard of stories where people go to the doctor and they get it sewn back up or whatever, the hymen and all that crazy mess or whatever the case may be, so they can beguile, so they can, you know, lie to the intended, the groom, whoever. But that's wicked. We don't do that. We don't do that. We got to be 100 with it. You know, how beautiful it is when a father, when an Abba, he knows that, you know, especially if he has daughters and he knows that he's able to sincerely hand them over to a gentleman, a brother, you know, and say yes, with sincerity and all truth, to know that his baby girl has been chased, she's good, she ain't been touched, she ain't been loosey-goosey, she didn't go behind her Abba's back and was running out there in the streets or whatever. You know, many of us, unfortunately, many of us sisters come into this way of life and we're older. Not all of us had the opportunity to come in as children, you know. So, unfortunately, some of us did stray away and got into mess that we really didn't have any business getting into, but you know, it is what it is. But if you here now and the Most High had mercy on you and opened up your eyes to know who you are, to know the truth of who He is, that's it. That's it. You focus on Torah, you marry yourself to the Most High, the supreme intellect of the universe first and foremost. You don't go to a Knesset, you don't go to the camp running, looking for this dude, looking for that man, or whatever the case may be. That is not your purpose. That is not why the Most High opened up your eyes. Those days of playing a harlot or whore, whatever you want to call it, leave that behind you. Put that away. Get rid of that. Forget that. Start anew. Start anew. Start over. And it's possible. You know, I know people have temptations, even still, as you are slowly taking your walks towards the Most High, temptation is going to come. But hold fast. Pray. Stay diligent in this law. Pray to the Most High King. Meditate in this law. And the Most High will give you the strength. He'll give you that strength that you need. There is no reason why anybody should be jumping from one brother to the next brother to the next brother. Low tov, that's not good. You can't be changing ishas as if you're changing your undergarments. That's nasty. And then how do you believe the people are going to see you if they know of this? Or well, this sister, or you know, just bounced around from this person, that person, this person. But yet you want to try to put yourself up on a pedestal or make yourself seem like you're holier than thou. That, come on. Now you're going to look like a hypocrite. You don't want that either. So keep yourself chaste. You know, to my strong sisters out there, you know, who are looking for husbands, you know, and going through that whole courting phase and so forth, just know that I'm with you. The Most High is with you. And just continue being upright and keeping yourself holy as much as you can. Hallelujah. Please turn to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13 and 19.
We're in the book of Devarim, or Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 19. Hallelujah. And they shall find him 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the father's house.
Stop right there. Okay, so mine reads, if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give her occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. That's why we go through steps and stages. That's why our children should go through the courting phase, you know, in a proper manner. A young man, you approach the Abba, you ask if it's permissible for you to even speak to his daughter first and foremost. No secrecy, no just texting, boyfriend, girlfriend type relationships or whatever. No, nothing done in secret. If young sisters, if he about you and he really wants to know you, he's going to go about it the right way. And I'm not saying it's not going to be easy for him, but that's part of being a man. You gotta do what you have to do. You want this young girl? All right. You approach her Abba, you ask for her hand, if you can speak to her, whatever the case may be. You take the steps and stages which are necessary so that you can be blessed. So y'all relationship, so y'all courtship, and Most High willing, if it's meant to be, when y'all get married, you'll be blessed. Right? So If a young man, you know, he gets with a young woman, and all of a sudden now they're married, and he finds some type of whatever wrong with her, that's why we should have the proof. You know, make sure that, like I said, the right stages are taken, and she has a token or whatever. She gives it to her Abba, her Ima, so this way, this is her proof to show, you know, she went about it the right way and everything was all good. Now, it does happen sometimes. You know, we live in a time where now our daughters, they do ride bikes. They might be gymnasts or, you know, whatever. They do a lot of acrobatic and a lot of hard things to their bodies now, not like the daughters of back of old, you know. But I would hope that that's something that the parents already know beforehand. You know, they might have taken her to the doctor, and maybe the doctor might have mentioned, okay, well, by the way, this is broken or whatever the case may be. But if you find anything disgusting in her, it's not good if you're accusing somebody of something false. You know, definitely if you want to accuse somebody of something, you want to be righteous. You want to be good and right in your accusation. Because then now, if you accuse somebody of something that they didn't do, and they didn't do it, and it's found out that they were telling the truth, now you stuck with this person, and she can hold that over your head, and you don't want that. You know, you really don't want that. You want there to be peace. I'm just going to end it out in Lamentations chapter 2. Verse 13.
Lamentations.
Chapter 2, verse 13.
We're in the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 13. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What thing shall I take to witness for thee? What thing shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee?
Okay, start right there. So, what things shall I take and witness for thee? What things shall I liken unto thee? It's a daughter that is a virgin. My Lord, I can't emphasize how beautiful and how important it is to hold on to your virginity. A batula, meaning a virgin. A batula, a virgin. I know many times people may read in the Torah and it may say Alma, but in truth, that really only means a young lady or maiden. A virgin in definition in Hebrew is a batula. Hold on to that, sweet daughters. But there's nothing more precious than that. There's nothing that you can liken on to a beautiful daughter of Zion that walks uprightly and can say with all sincerity of heart, she has not known man. To my young daughters out there, I just wanted to touch on this briefly. You know, just hold yourself strong. Don't give up. Don't give in. There's so many temptations out there. To my older sisters out there who are holding it down, God bless you. And I just wanted to share that a little bit with you guys. Now I would like for you to turn to Psalms 24. Psalms 24, chapter 24. Starting at verse 1, please.
We're in the book of Tehillim, or Psalms, chapter 24, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
The earth is Jehovah's and the fullness thereof, the world and they who dwell therein.
Stop right there, please. So, the earth is Jehovah's, the fullness thereof, the whole world, everything that dwells in it. It doesn't matter what race, what creed, or color. We are all the children of the creator of heaven and earth. So we're all supposed to be, in truth, keeping these laws and statutes. It doesn't matter what race we are. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. That has nothing to do with it at all. All mankind should be keeping these laws and statutes. This is what's going to set things aright on earth. The peace, the tranquility, that beautifulness that we're looking for, that we're yearning. That's the only way that that's going to happen. The whole thing belongs to the Most High. Please continue in verse 2.
For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods.
Stop right there. All things belong unto Yah again. The fish in the water, in the ocean, the birds in the sky, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, it all comes from the creator of heaven and earth. So give thanks. Every day above ground is better than being under it. So give thanks to the creator of heaven and earth every day that you have breath. Every time you're able to pay your bills, food is on the table. You don't know how you're going to be able to take care of this, that, and the third. But it happens. Some way, somehow, it gets done. That's the Most High. That's the Most High helping you, giving you your heart's desire. All things come from the Most High. All things. Remember that. Continue in verse 3.
Who shall ascend into the hill of Jehovah? Or who shall stand in his holy place?
Stop right there. Who? So it's asking a question. King David, the psalmist, he's asking a question. Who? You get up, you dust yourself off, and you keep trekking, you keep pushing. Even when things get hard, and you just beside yourself, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna done it all. I'm just gonna take my life. I'm gonna commit suicide. That's it. And you dwelling on the thought of that right there. You're just like, you know, I can't take it anymore. Nobody loves me. God loves you. Most High tells us to choose life. So I'm saying to you out there listening in the internet, choose life. Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep striving for righteousness. Keep moving in that steadfast. Pray. If you gotta cry, cry. Do what you have to do. But after you let it all out, let it go. Just keep moving. Because the Most High loves you. You know, the Most High loves you. And he wants nothing but the best for you. He wants you to succeed. He wants you to shed his light amongst the people. He wants you to spread that good word so that everyone knows who he is. Because again, it said in verse 1, the whole earth belongs to him. No matter who you are, color doesn't matter. So dust yourself off. If you're feeling sad, leave that alone. And let's do this. Let's move closer to the Most High in righteousness. Please continue in verse 4.
He who hath clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul into vanity, nor sworn deceitfully.
Okay, stop right there. So he that has clean hands and a pure heart. If you was a thief before, done that. Finish. Over. Put that behind you. Clean hands. Now you want to wash your hands. You want to have clean hands. You're not a murderer? Good. You kept that law. You didn't murder. Didn't commit adultery? You kept that law. So it's possible to keep the laws of the Most High. It's possible. He that has clean hands and a pure heart. The Most High doesn't look at your attire. He doesn't care about that. I mean, granted, yes, we should keep ourselves covered and, you know, show some type of humility. Not to say that we got to be loosey-goosey and show everything. Nah, you know. But he looks within here. He looks in your heart. He sees what nobody else sees. He looks at this. So keep your heart pure. Keep it clean. It's not always easy because sometimes them evil thoughts do creep into your mind. It does creep in. But you know what? Like I mentioned before, meditate. Pray. Go for a walk. Find somewhere in your house, I don't care if it's your closet, somewhere that you can sit down at peace and be quiet and be still and listen. The Most High is waiting to give you that good word, waiting to talk to you, waiting to guide you and lead you and show you what it is He has, what purpose He has for you. But if you're not willing to sit down and listen, you gotta be quiet. You gotta be quiet. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to sit down and mind your business and be quiet and listen. It says here again, it says, who has not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully? Deceitful, that's a sin in itself. And in definition, deceitfulness is just being dishonest, untruthful, insincere, false, untrustworthy, unscrupulous, two-faced. Now, we're not supposed to be that way. We're really not supposed to be that way. If you don't have anything good to say, I learned a long time ago, if you have nothing good to say, say nothing. Leave it alone. It's better to not say anything than to mislead. Because we're not supposed to mislead one another. We're not supposed to be deceitful with each other. We have to strive to do better with one another, brothers and sisters, and do away with the evil. Please, verse 5.
He shall receive the blessings from Jehovah, and righteousness from God of his salvation. This is the generation of them who seek him, who seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah.
Okay, Selah. So again, don't mislead the people. Don't put on a show of holiness when really, in truth, you're not. Don't put on a show that, you're holier than thou, but when you go home, you beating on your eshet, or you cursing her out. And vice versa, same thing, sisters, Don't put on a show like you this queen and you're giving yourself these titles, queen, mother, this, that, and whatever, and you have all these different long names, and then when you go home, you cussing like a sailor. You mistreating your children. You're not taking care of your babies. Or your ish is more willing to dwell on a rooftop than to sit next to you because you dirty, you nasty, you foul. So that can go either way. Don't put on a show when you don't have to. Just be you. Just be 100. Just be truthful. And if you don't have anything good to say about anybody, then zip it up. Leave it alone. Mind your business. He shall receive the blessing from Jehovah and righteousness from God, from Jehovah of his salvation. You want to receive the blessings of the Most High. You want to be anointed. You want him to give you that wisdom. But if you constantly meddling in folly and things that really don't have anything to do with you, how are you really going to receive the word of the Most High? Your mind is constantly going astray. So, brothers and sisters, definitely be careful of what comes out of your mouth. Be careful of how you treat one another, even to a non-knowing Israelite, Be careful of the profanity and the way that we may address these individuals as well, because we may turn someone astray from wanting to walk this walk. Because we know that the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is the supreme intellect of the universe. And we know that he is the true and living king of all things. But if you speak foul and call people the B word or this word or whatever the case may be, they're going to be like, well, hold on a minute. Y'all talking all of this righteousness, but yet you calling me out my name, like, what's good? That's not good. That's not righteous. You're not going to allow the blessings of the Most High to come upon you. Remember, life and death is in the tongue. Verse 6, the generations that seek him to know the truth and living King of the universe shall know him. Remember, it mentions here, it says, O Jacob, Selah. Remember, Father Jacob's name was changed. It was changed. And it tells us that in the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And his name was changed from Jacob, Selah, to Israel. So when it says, O Jacob, it's saying, O Israel. So children of Israel, please, let's straighten up, pull each other's coattail when we see a need to do so, and let's help each other strive for righteousness together. Please continue verse 7.
Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in.
Stop right there. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. So again, if you're feeling down, if you're in the sound of my voice right now, you listening, and you feeling sad for whatever reason, whatever might be going on in your life, lift your head up. Lift your head up today. Today, that's it. It's over. Lift your head up. Put it behind you. It's the Shabbat day. Hallelujah. Lift your head up and give thanks to the Most High King, all ye gates, and be lifted up, ye everlasting doors. Just imagine the gates being your skeletal, the thing that keeps you upright, erected. If it wasn't for your skeletal system, skeletal, you would just be mush. Probably like a bowl of jelly, like jello or something. Like we wouldn't be able to, we'd be slugs moving across the earth. But the Most High, he's so magnificent, he thought to give us this structure, you know. Think of a gate. Ideally, a lot of times when you think of a castle and you think of its gates, it's usually made of this strong iron, you know, this strong material, which is to keep the enemy out. It's to keep the enemy away, you know, and it's strong. It's supposed to be, because if it was easy to get through, you know, forget about it. How would it protect you? So our skeleton, it helps to keep us erect. It helps us to keep us standing tall and strong. And imagine the doors being the chambers of your heart, right? Because it says, lift up your head, O ye gates, and be lifted up, ye everlasting doors. And keep the King of glory shall come in. Allow the Most High to come in through your door, to come into your heart, to come into your soul, to come into your very being. Allow that his mercy, allow his grace to bless you, to shine through you. So that when you move into and fro, people can just look upon you and say, wow, there's something different about that individual. There's a light in them. You know, I was looking up when I got to this particular verse, and as I said, imagine the doors being like the chambers of one's heart. And if any of you can remember when you took science class, maybe in high school or even college, you know, the heart is part of your circulatory system. And if you can remember, you know, taking these courses, there are 3 different independent systems that work together. Now you have your heart, which is classified as the cardiovascular, and then you have your lungs, which is your pulmonary, and then you have your arteries, which is the veins, or the coronary and portal vessels, which is your systemic system, your systemic, right? But all of this works together, right? If it didn't work together to do what it does, you wouldn't have your blood flowing through where it needs to flow, you know. And all of this, again, comes from the creator of heaven and earth. But the heart is a beautiful organ, something that it pumps life into us, you know. It really, it gives us the oxygen that we need. in everything, the nutrients, everything. So allow the Most High to come through that door, to come through those chambers, to come and anoint you, to bless you, to give you the love that He so wants to give you. Let's do right, brothers and sisters. Let's do right by each other. Let's do right first and foremost to the Most High in keeping His laws and His statutes by meditating in His laws every day. You know, just think about them as you're walking down the street, driving in your car, whatever the case, shopping in the store, whatever. Meditate on the Most High. Again, allow the glory of the supreme intellect to flow through you. I do pray that the Most High has given me something that you receive, Most High willing. I'm just going to close out this Psalms right here. I believe I stopped at verse 8.
Who is the King of glory? Yahweh, strong and mighty. Yahweh, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates. Even lift them up, ye everlasting doors. And the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? Yahweh Sivot, Yahweh of hosts. He is the King of glory.
Hallelujah. He is the King of glory. Who is the King of glory? The Most High, the Lord of hosts. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He is the supreme intellect of all things and everything. There is none that can be compared unto Him. He stands alone. That's it. Just one. He doesn't have a sidekick, just the one. Torah Yahweh Most High King, for allowing me to stand here before you. I pray that He had blessed my lips and was able to put something in me that you found to be pleasing and receive the message out of it. I'm just going to leave you with this little quote. I was drinking a cup of tea and I saw it and I was like, wow, that's really nice. You know what? I think I'm going to share it. It goes, grace is kindness, compassion, and caring. Grace is kindness. The Most High has grace. He's so kind to us and He's compassionate towards us and caring, as a parent should be with his children. But do right. Do right, daughters of Zion. Do right, brothers. Do right. So that He can care for you. You don't want to do the wrong thing and then He says, you know what, I wash my hands. You don't want that. So allow that grace and kindness to fill your life and your surroundings. I just say one more thing. May the Most High bless and be with me and you while we're absent one from another. I'm going to have my Ish, Chief Malachi, come up and say some words. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. First of all, giving all thanks and honor to the supreme intellect of the universe, the God of our forefathers, Elohim Abraham, Elohim Yitzchak, Elohim Israel. First, giving honor and respect to the leader of Shema Yisrael, Chief Prince of Poor Beings of Unu, asking that the Most High God continue to guide him, shield him, bless him, and bless him with ample substance. I just pray that everyone got something out of the lesson. Parents, instill righteousness in your daughters, instill righteousness in your sons. Give them the opportunities that we didn't have. Try to deter them from making the mistakes that we made. Instill this Torah in them. Give them the strength and the resiliency that they need to face the world. I pray that everyone in the four corners of the earth, the north, the east, the west, and the south, continue to have a beautiful Shabbat. May the Most High God bless the house of Shema Yisrael, Ben Yadat, the house of Yisrael, Shomrei HaTorah, places that call upon the name of the Most High God, Hashaba Yisrael, places that call upon the name of the Most High God in truth, in righteousness, praying that sisters continue to study. Make sure, families, that you instill the Torah in our girls, because they're going to grow up to be wives, and most high willing, they'll be mothers. The mothers are the first teachers of our children. So it's imperative for men to know Torah, but it's important for our sisters to know Torah as well, because that is the only protection that they have, is by knowing and understanding these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. So we will close out with a prayer. Tomorrow you can tune in at 10:30 to tune in to Shema Yisrael. Some people will stream it live on Facebook, or you can go on YouTube and it's Shema Yisrael HIC2. We will start tomorrow at 10:30. Also, the physical address is 297 Saratoga Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. It's on Saratoga between Dean and Pacific. Hallelujah. We'll close out with a prayer. Hallelujah. 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 Great is your name and worthy to be praised, O Heavenly Father. O great King, Todah for the Shabbat day, the beginning of the Shabbat day, O great King. Inscribe this in the book of life. Inscribe it in the book of righteousness. Count it as righteousness, O great King, as we keep a Shabbat that we have never seen before. Todah, your Lord, for allowing us to make it to another week, O King, O great King. Another Shabbat day. We ask that you bless everyone with peace, O great King. Take away the pain, the hurt, the suffering, the misery of our Yehovah. O great King, if it be your will, restore us back to our greatness. Restore us back to our homeland, O great King. Allow us to touch souls, O great King. Watch over those that go out in the street, O great King. Guide them, shield them, protect them as they go out in their attempt to wake up your people. O great King, continue to have mercy, B'Vakashah, in the house of Israel. Continue to be patient with us as we work together as men and women, brothers and sisters, to get the nation that you said is your firstborn back in its proper perspective, to give it that light that people can look and say, let us go to the house of Jacob, where all knees shall bow and all tongues shall swear, say that you are Jehovah, you are God. Todah Yehovah, for all things and everything, and for the breath of life. Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Nicole.